Alright, folks, part 4 of Super Mario Brothers. So we're starting to tear through this game. There's only so much of it left, and we're just gonna do it. But yeah, so somehow I managed to get through Super Mario RPG relatively quickly, and I could tell you about a little bit about how I came across that game. So pretty much when I was growing up, there was only like one or two video game stores that were used, and one of them was called Caveman, and then further down the road there was a store called Game Exchange. And so I didn't find out about Game Exchange until I was like 8 or 9, and then of course they had all the Super Nintendo games, because Caveman was just a comic book store. They had trading cards, baseball cards, magazines, comic books, just, general guys stuff. And so what I did was I just branched out a little bit. This is something I recommend that you guys do. But I found Game Exchange, and then of course there was all the Super Nintendo games there. So I didn't know about Mario RPG until I went to Game Exchange. The same thing with Zelda. I was reading Nintendo Powers, and that was always the highest rated game, and I always wondered why. And then I got Zelda somewhere in the year 2000, it was before 2001, but it was somewhere in the year 2000. So I got that game, I got Mario RPG, and I got Kirby Superstar. Those were at least 3 games that I ended up getting from Game Exchange. And I also got Zombies Ate My Neighbors and a handful of other games, but those were just some of the ones that I remembered. And so I played through Mario RPG. I didn't touch Zelda because I just didn't feel like fucking with it. And I probably had beaten it by summer of 2001. So I knew what Chrono Trigger was by August of 2001. So this is what I was going through. And you're probably asking, well, what does this have to do with Super Mario Brothers? Well, the thing was this was my introduction to Mario. So all this time had passed. I played Super Mario RPG before I played Super Mario Brothers. At least got past World 2 or 3. And it's the same thing. I mean, had beaten Super Mario World, but I never beat Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario Bros. 2. I just didn't do it. So that was pretty much like the second Mario game I ever really played through was Mario RPG. And of course it was enlightening a lot. I used to I went through a certain stage where I was like obsessed with Squaresoft, just because everyone would talk about how that was when Nintendo screwed up, was when they got rid of Squaresoft. And of course I always wanted them to go back, but it's just didn't really matter that much now, because Squaresoft is not making that many good games anymore. But just as far as the Final Fantasy 3, Final Fantasy 2 type games, there's plenty of them. So I mean, after 2001, I kind of tamed down with the Nintendo games, just because, we were getting to the point where at the 4th machines of Nintendo and that sort of thing. So the GameCube was coming out, and we're saying goodbye to the Nintendo 64. And so I thought, well, it doesn't seem to be much purpose to buy Super Nintendo games, so I just kind of quit. But I did get Super Bomberman somewhere in that time period. Like, GameStop first came out in like the year 2000 or so, and of course they had Game Informer that they were affiliated with, but originally they did sell used games there. I don't know what my stance is on GameStop, just because it really is just a depot. It's just like the gas station of video games. You just go there to get one or two things, and then that's it. I mean, it's curious as to how many deals you get on these games either. But so I'm trying to think of what the face of video games kind of was circa 2001, just because mascots really got toned down, especially nowadays, because video games are so realistic that you don't get like a red and blue type character, green and yellow character like Bowser. It just is, hey, he wears jeans and a ripped shirt instead of like a full defining thing. Alright, subscribe for more fun. We've got more.